channel. Thank you everyone for tuning in. So the Aliexpress 2024 mid-year sale has just started, and as always I am late to the party, but I do bring some of the best party gifts. So as you can see, the time is 3:24, half 11 in the UK, and here's me with red eyes. And the sale has started. I just want to get this video out. Now I've been busy looking at, I think, some of the best picks, and I've got together a list of 20 watches to show you guys, but the majority of them are crazy cheap. And I don't know how AliExpress works, and I don't know how they can do it. Year on year they do make them cheaper, and some of these watches I have never seen them this cheap. And you just think how they're making the money, and I'm surely AliExpress is subsiding some of this, because the brands, I don't know how they can afford to sell some of these watches just that damn cheap, to be honest. I mean, look, £36 for a watch, and they're pretty good watches. I've reviewed the majority of them. So we're going to go through this list, and don't worry, it's not going to be like this. Even though I am rushing and I'm kind of short for time, I'm going to screen record this list and go through a proper format with you guys. Of course, it won't be detailed. There's 20 watches, and I want to stop waffling and I want to get straight to the list. But please make sure you check these out, because you're going to save a lot of money this sale. Let's go ahead and introduce the first of the 20. To start off with is a brand new release. It's a San Martin collaboration with Watchdives. I've actually ordered two of these. I've ordered a blue and a green dial, and it's already been shipped, so it's en route to me. And this is of course homaging the Spirit, and I believe San Martin have done it right. A couple of things I do know about it: it does have a 48 click bi-directional GMT bezel. You've got of course the Seiko NH34 in this, and it's 38 millimeters in diameter, and I think around 46 something lug to lug. So those male endings that you see on the bracelet should not be a problem. And yeah, the only other one to do this, I think, is Pagani Design, and maybe somebody else. And the Pagani Design, while the design was nice, the finishing was okay, it did lack in that, you know, overall finish. So this comes in at £209, which is not too bad. You'd expect this. If this was a few months ago, San Martin to release this at around 250 above, but they have started to calm down a little. Next one we got, and here we get into some of the crazy deals that you are going to see. This is the Addiesdive 36mm quartz watch. Very popular. It does have a mineral glass, and that's at £33.50. I mean, I just have to say it again, that how the hell do AliExpress do these kind of things? And it's had over 3,000 sold, and there's only one per customer. And on top of that, you've got a whole bunch of codes, guys. I'll try and get them in the description, but a few people have already put the codes out. You can get them, of course, yourself from AliExpress automatically. Yeah, so you're looking to save a large amount, and this sale will end on June the 7th, so you've got a few days to make your mind up. So no point just rushing. Just take your time and choose the right thing. So next one down is at San Martin. It's a 39mm 6.2 mass homage, and I reviewed this. I was very pleasantly surprised. It had the best fit from all the San Martin 6.2 masses, and overall really well made watch. It does have a couple of things missing, like the drill lugs on the case, but you know, it is what you get, and it's £120, which is again an incredible price for a San Martin. So we go down, and I've not seen this one. It's a new release. I think it's been reviewed a couple of times already on YouTube. Very nice colors. I don't like the design myself, but the colors, while they are quite a bit out there, I think they've got a really good match. So the contrast is beautiful to look at. Really nice colors. £160, not too bad for a somewhat original design. Then we have another new release. They call this the GADA watch. 100 meters of water resistance. I believe it's got screw down crown. Some really nice dial colors. I love that deep red, and it's that desert texture. A really nice looking sports watch with a really good size, 39mm I believe, and of course NS85, you know, sapphire, all your usual specs. So this is £206, so quite a reasonable price. Now there's another San Martin on the list, and the reason I put this on, I have done a review on this. I believe this came out around £250 to £280, and yeah, it's only at £208 for the lapis lazuli, or the dark blue aventurine, or the white marble. Again, another great watch from San Martin. But of course, if you had enough of GMTs, then you need to look at something else. Next up is a brand which I've not heard from for well over a year. Is Rimalti. Now they have changed the branding and inserted an I. They have given us a vowel, so the name that we do say does make sense. Previously to this, it was just Rimalti. Now it is Rimalti, and this watch looks incredible. Really sharp handset. It's a dress watch. It's homaging a GS. Great dimensions well for myself. 36.5mm case diameter. Not sure on the lug to lug. I'm not gonna look into it now, but I'm definitely gonna order one so I can get this into review. But yeah, really nice dial choice as well. But I love all the polishing, the brushing on this. I mean, Rimalti did make some really fine cases, and this looks quite good. So that's one to check out. £160 currently. I've included the Cadisen, the one I've just reviewed. Now, while the bracelet was quite weak, the reason I put this in was going back to the comment section in that video. While a few people didn't like it, I think the most of the people appreciated the design because it means you can get a helm look-alike without the 5-year waiting time, of course, and at a fraction of the price, under £70. And if you take the bracelet off, in all honesty, and just use a rubber strap, that will be a really good dive watch, because for something which is oversized, and what Helm does makes it about 15mm thick with a big lug to lug, this one is much more compact. So I mean, 4.9 rating out of 30 sold, that's not too bad as well. So that's definitely worth considering, and I'm going to link all these watches in the description. Don't you worry guys, I'll do all the work for you guys. All you have to do is click and buy. So next up, we got another San Martin. This is quite old, but this goes to the deals I was saying, which they got incredible savings. £110 for the 40mm NA35 sapphire ceramic BB58 style vintage diver with the female end links, you know, all the bells and whistles you expect. Great loom, and again, a no-brainer for £110. Can you believe people were paying over £200 for these when they came out? It's incredible. So moving on down, we've got an Addiesdive. It's a, we can call it a Hamilton khaki homage. Better than the Boltony one. It's NS35, perhaps. It's got sapphire, sorry. Yeah, automatic. I think only the silver one is left. Let me take a look. Yeah, there's no more black ones, but the silver one is left, and it's £43.69. Again, crazy price. Female end links on the bracelet. You know, it should have okay-ish loom. 200 meters of water resistance, milled clasp. You know, what more can you ask for £50? You're getting an incredible watch. Then we have the Watchdives WD 1960. Again, this is a watch I have reviewed. It's a Ranger homage. Superb finishing, very close with that of San Martin, but it comes with a Seiko VH31 quartz movement for around £56. A bit pricier if you compare, you know, the cheaper watches that you're getting from Addiesdive in this sale, or Watchdive should I say. But £56 for the build quality is ridiculous. Moving on is a new release from Watchdives. I've actually got these watches to hand. I should be following up with a review. Now, I've fully gone off the sub style cases, but if I were to choose a sub design that I like, it has to be this vintage sub. I really like the crown guards. I like the sharpness on the bezel, and I just like the vintage looks. Now, this has 4 different colors. I've ordered, I think, 2 different dial sets just to give you guys a good look. I've not gone for the 369 dial. I've gone for, I think, the snowflake, and I can't remember which one I went for, but I'll be reviewing them in a couple of days. But yeah, what I can tell you so far, it's built really well, and it's under £100 for a really solid watch by Watchdives. So that's another one to consider. So as we scroll down, we come to the WD 1967, the Sharkmaster. Very small watch, very compact, weighs amazingly well. You can see Honest Watch Reviews, little intro there. So £100 and 200 meters. It's got 2 dial options. Yeah, really well made watch with a Seiko NH35 and loads of loom. So that's definitely one to watch out for. So as we go down further into the list, we've got this Addiesdive Quartz GMT. I did review this, again, pleasantly surprised. The build quality was insane for this. £36.57, and it does have a quartz GMT movement. So again, another no-brainer. I think watches at this price range were knocked for the quality. That's the main thing that matters. It's not about the movement really at this price point, or so much as a spec, because this is a mineral glass, so I don't expect no one to complain about this when it's so cheap. But it's the build quality does not feel like it's a £36 watch retail. Honestly, it definitely feels like a £100 watch and above. So next up is one of my absolute favorites from Seestern. This is the Subsys 600T. And as far as I can tell, I don't think anybody's homaged this watch except Seestern. And if you like divers and you're tired of the same old boring diver style or the sub style cases, this is a very unique, you know, air quotes, watch case to have. It's a very different dive watch, and I've actually bought another one for myself because I'd sold one previously. And it's something that's just so different. It's something you want to have in your collection, ideally as a dive watch enthusiast. Everything down to the bracelet and case is spot on, and it's a very stunning, tool watch that you will keep and you will enjoy for a long time. All the aspects of this watch, functional wise, looks wise, are awesome. So next up, another cheap one, £126 for that 6800 vintage diver that went absolutely nuts when San Martin made this. Great quality and silly price, £125. That is ridiculous price, like steel dive money. So that's just astonishing to see. Then we've got, mentioning steel dive, talk of the devil, we've got the SD 1970, an absolute legend in the watch world, but also in the homage world from steel dive. I've seen these go down to 60, 55, but this is the cheapest I've seen it at, just under £50, £48. The same price as some of the quartz watches we've seen for such a retro diver. If you guys are new to watches and you want a proper dive watch in terms of visuals, not so much as function, because the water resistance rating, etc., I don't really rate that, but just in terms of looks, and it's homaging the Captain Willard, I think this is definitely one to go for. Under £50, it's a no-brainer, as they say. Next up, something ridiculous. Chronos, they released this BB54, I believe, homage 37mm diver. And I've not seen this in person, but I was interested to getting it. But the price is £88. Now, Chronos like to think they are the same level as San Martin. I believe it was somebody who was involved with them in the early days. I'm not too sure. They're not as popular as San Martin, of course, but they do have good build quality. So £89, it's a crazy price. So next up, Cadisen, this one goes back a few years now. This is the Miyota 9015. It's a high beat Miyota movement. It's a dress watch, I believe around 42 mil maybe. And it's got, like, I don't think that's a real diamond in there, but it's called the Cadisen Sapphire. It's a very clean dress watch, and I have reviewed this in the past, blued seconds hand, but you will never get a watch using a Miyota 9000 series for £62 with a sapphire crystal. That by itself is probably one of the best value money watches that you can ever buy. And again, if you're new to watches, getting your hands on a very reliable, very robust Miyota 9015 movement is incredible. I mean, this movement can compete with the entry-level Swiss movements, no shadow of a doubt. And then the last one, we've whisked through this pretty quickly, so I'm quite happy with myself there. This is the SD 1970 sort of homage by Watchdives, and there was one particular one which I did end up choosing. It's a bit more than the steel dive one, but if you want something slightly different, which is why I like this, it was a good combination between the old and the new. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the newer reissues and the colorways you've got available, you've got the blue sunburst, and you also get that brushed gold seconds hand. It's all about the finer details, and of course that gold or that gilt text just above the 6 underneath automatic. I like that about the watch. And also the bracelet is not a strong point for the SD 1970 or the Captain Willard, in fact, but this bracelet is 5-link bracelet. It's a bit thinner. It's like a weird jubilee, if you will. That does definitely work for this watch. So if you want something different, something which just has a bit more kind of modern personality, definitely choose this. So that's it, guys. We've whizzed through 20 watches, and you can see some of them are ridiculous. The prices, you've never seen them this low. So it's a really good time to buy, and I don't know how year on year AliExpress keep making them cheaper and cheaper. I don't understand that business model, but we're not here to talk about economics. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Happy shopping. Pick what you want to get this year. If you were holding out for the first half of the year, this is the time to splash out and get yourself some of these great savings that are available. So that's it from me today, guys. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you on the next video.